Okay, hello everyone. My name is Chris Oakley and I am the so-called brains behind the Kitbliss website, a website that you may have visited. I hope you have. It's basically a website where you can have a browse and see lots of different football kit designs illustrated before your eyes by yours truly. I thought it might be possibly interesting just to do a little video just to show you how I go about my work, as if you care. I don't think anybody's ever really done this before in terms of football kit design. I know there's all kinds of instructional videos on YouTube of people doing stuff, explaining this, that and the other, but basically as I speak to you now, I'm in the middle of illustrating some football kits, basically all of the kits that appeared in the 1974 FIFA World Cup finals. And I'm just sort of working my way through the kits. I've already done a lot of them. Here is the Kitbliss website, as if you hadn't already worked that out. If you go down to countries, for instance, you can pick any country you like and there'll be hopefully a few kits on there. It sort of varies. Some teams have got lots of kit illustrations, some not very many. It's all down to available time that I get to illustrate the things. But I mean, for instance, if we click on Italy, there you see there's 5 kits on there at the moment. I say 5 main kits. We have the one on the left, 66 to 68, that was when that was worn. There's the 1974 World Cup home kit, which I've just drawn, and the accompanying away kit there. 1978 World Cup kit and 1980, that particular kit on the right was worn. Now, say there's 5. As you'll see on the website, occasionally you see variations beneath some of the kits, and if you click on, I'm going to click on this one here for the 1978 World Cup, what you'll see is slight variations on the same kit that were also worn around the same time. So here you can see essentially the 3 versions of the one kit that were worn during the 78 World Cup. Anyway, that's just a very brief outline of what this website is all about. As I said, I'm currently drawing the football kits for the 1974 World Cup. Now, I, for my sins, use a package called Corel Draw. And if I go into it, here you can see I'm sort of midway through drawing some kits at the moment. These are all of the Italy kits, if I zoom in on that. These are all the kits that appear on the Kitbliss website, similar to what I've just shown you. So these are all what you might call drawn kits. And I'm just about to do another one. Now, I'm working my way through the 74 World Cup group by group in the first round. And indeed match by match. So if I go back into my browser and then I click on this Wikipedia page, I'm currently on group 4 and I've done the kits for Italy against Haiti, Poland against Argentina, Argentina against Italy. So the next one I've got to draw, the kits for, that is the match between Haiti and Poland. At this point I'm just going to grab my keyboard. So essentially Haiti versus Poland. So the first thing I would then do is search for that. Here you can see where I've just been searching for Argentina against Italy. So if I say Haiti versus Poland, 1974. So now I'm looking for kind of references just to see what those kits were. And I'm looking for the Haiti against Poland match. Now there's a few pictures on here which are, say here for instance, Italy against Haiti. Another one, Italy against Haiti. That there looks like a video of Haiti against Poland. I know that because it says Haiti against Poland on the little thumbnail picture. But I tend to look for pictures first because they tend to be clearer. Now here's one from Pinterest, and that is indeed Poland against Haiti. And already I can see, because I've already drawn the Haiti and Poland kits from the first games they played in their group in 74. But they're, in both cases, they're slightly different. As you can see, memorise this for future reference. Poland are wearing, I know this just as I'm sure you do from sort of previous experience, white shirts, red shorts and white socks. Now, I'm going to go back into Corel Draw and I'll open up my Poland page. That's Argentina. Where's my Poland page? There we go. So, if I zoom in here, now you'll see I've already drawn this Poland kit, which was in the first game Poland played in the World Cup against Argentina in 74. but you'll notice it's slightly different to the one we just saw. It's white shirts, white shorts and red socks. So I need to do a variation of that. I mentioned the variations a moment ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as you can see, there's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now there's 8 kits there for Poland from various different points in time, and I like to try and keep them in chronological order because it's just easier for reference. So what I'm going to very quickly do is I'm going to budge. I've just realised I've got a kit there. Oh, there's a mistake. I've spotted a mistake of my own. Underneath each illustration, as you can see, I sort of put little notes just to tell me which one is which kit is which. I've just realised I've got 74 World Cup on that, and that should be 78. That nearly confused me. So, as I was saying, I'm now going to kind of budge all these ones along one so that I can create a space here. Oops. Get back. And I can do that variation that we just saw a moment ago. So let's just fast forward this bit. Okay. And all I need to do now is just kind of budge the labels along there. So that's it. Those are there. Just going to ungroup those. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do now is use this kit, which was from Poland's first game in 1974, and I'm going to duplicate it and then just tweak it, because that's all that's needed, essentially. So, first of all, I'm just going to grab that kit, group all the shirt and the shorts and the socks and everything together, copy and paste it. So we've now got a duplicate, and then the pasted duplicate I'll now put in the middle. There. Now I can zoom in and look at stuff in more detail. So if we go back to the picture, what we see there is that the shorts are red and the socks are white. So what I'll do is now, oops, sorry, I'm going to work on my copy. There we go. I'm going to ungroup all the bits and pieces there, all the boots and the socks and everything else. So I can now essentially colour these shorts red, and I'm going to use a thing that says copy the properties from, which is the outline pen style, and the fill colour. I can copy that from that shade of red there. There we go. So we know that that shade of red on the shorts is the same as the one on the socks. That number 3 in the style that was worn on Adidas kits in 74, that's going to be white. Now, if I zoom in on the shorts, now you may remember that there are in fact Adidas stripes down here, and I know that they're still there because if I go into the outline mode or wireframe mode, you can see there's the stripes down both sides. So I'm going to, while we're in wireframe mode, I'll select the 2 visible stripes on either side of the shorts, and I will colour those white. And now we can go back into enhanced mode with full colour, and there we go. Now you see that those 2 stripes are white on the other side, on either side I should say. So excuse me, same thing with the socks, which were white. I'll just select both of those, make them white, and now I'll just grab the 3 Adidas stripes there, and again I'll borrow the shade of red from the shorts, like so. So we're nearly there, as you can tell. I'm just going to go back and refer to my picture. Now, you might just be able to make out there is an Adidas logo on the shorts, just as there are on the Haiti kit. That was the standard template, really, pretty much, that you're looking at now, that was worn in the 74 World Cup. So we can go back in. Now, I know that there is a logo there. It's just coloured red. So I'm going to drag a box roughly around where that is, and I'll select white. There we go. We've now got a white Adidas logo, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go back, check again. 3, well, that doesn't look like it there. 3 Adidas stripes on the turnovers. Done those. It is a long sleeve shirt. Yes. You have to double check all this stuff, because the thing is, when you draw football kits, obviously the community of people out on the internet that are interested in this kind of stuff, they will be very quick to point out if you've done anything wrong, because they study football kit design in just as much detail as I do. It's just that sometimes when you're doing these illustrations, you just make the most simple of mistakes accidentally and forget to add a particular detail to the kit or forget to do something or other. So you sort of tend to double check and triple check everything. So that's what I'm going to do now. The collar is white. Yep, white collar. Everything else is okay. I'm not going to do, I think that's Vladimir, what's his name? Vladislav Zmuda. That's right. Got his name right. I think he's the guy who ended up playing for Man City, or at least it looks like him. He is wearing what looks like the captain's armband, but I don't draw the captain's armbands on my kits. So I think that's it. One last thing I might just do, if I click on that. Now here is a video of Poland playing Haiti. And so now we've got a colour version of what we were just looking at. And to my mind, that all looks pretty good to me. I think I've covered the necessary detail. So back into CorelDRAW, I'll add a label. Duplicate that. So it says Home 1974 World Cup, and I shall say that that was worn against Haiti in abbreviated form. The date I'm not sure of, but if I go in here it tells me 19th of June in Wikipedia. So that's 19, and I'll save that. That's my kind of document, you might say, my illustrations. So now all I've got to do is grab this and export it into a PNG graphic file, and then that can go onto the appropriate page of my website. So I'll just draw a selection box around that, and I'll say export. We're in the Italy subdirectory at the moment, so countries, and we go down to the Poland folder. Here we are. Here's some I prepared earlier, and I will say World Cup variation 1, because it is a variation of that previous kit. So there we go, and it just asks me if I've got all the resolution details and everything set up okay. Answer to which is yes, and that's that. So now I've exported this graphic as a PNG, and so now I go into my web design software, which is Adobe Dreamweaver. It's a somewhat old version of same, but nonetheless a version. Now the first thing I'm going to do is add that kit. Well, actually what I'm going to do, just for speeding things up a bit, is to add it into this page, which is a sort of work in progress at the moment. As you see, World Cup 1974. I'm actually using the World Cup 1978 page, which is already on the website, and using that and just sort of amending it, or amending a copy of it. So we need to slot in that Poland kit somewhere. And here we go. So that's the Poland kit from the first game they played. I'll use this space here to put the variation. So let's find my Poland directory over here. And 1974, there it is, just appeared. 1974 World Cup variation 1. So all I do is I select this graphic, pull out this pointer, and tell it that we want it to be that instead. Oops, beg your pardon. There you go. Now you can see the difference between the two, and that's why I like to do the variations on the Kitbliss website in this fashion. You can just see that obviously in this case they've changed the colour of the shorts and the socks. So all I'll do is I'll grab this text here, put that there as well, and I'll change the text so it says worn against Haiti. And what did I say the date was? 19th of June. 19th of June 1974, and I'll just save that. As I say, that's a work in progress page. There's still various other kits to be drawn. Next one for me will be Haiti from that same game. But there you go. I mean, that essentially gives you an insight into how I draw my kits. It's a very kind of simplified, quick and dirty version of the process that I go through for every kit. And essentially that's me on Kitbliss. If you've never been to the website before, please visit. The address is kitbliss.co.nz, and just have a browse. It's work in progress for the whole thing, really. For instance, if you go into the clubs area, you'll see that there's some pages where there's maybe only a couple of kits, a few kits, whereas others, if I go back a step, if I click on something like Borussia Dortmund, you'll see there's lots and lots of kits, because some I've sort of focused on in the past more than others. but you know, there'll be more kits being added all the time. And if you want to support me and encourage me to do more, and indeed to do more kit illustrations for a team of your choice, then please visit me on Patreon. If we click on that button there, there's a bit of blurb telling you what I'm doing on Patreon. And if you click on the actual link there, that will take you to patreon.com/Kitbliss. And you will find, there we go, the Kitbliss page and all the details. $1 a month is all it takes just to support me and just to increase the amount of content that goes on to the Kitbliss website. Lots of details, have a read, but your support and indeed donations are very grateful and gratefully received. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video for what it was, and until next time, goodbye for now.